Welcome to Dancing Water. I'm Susan. Thank you for being here for your Dancing Water daily practice. Today, a restorative yoga practice and one that will focus on the pelvis, chest, and head. A note about the restorative yoga practices that I'm offering through Dancing Water. I will start this week, it's going to be the first week, where on Wednesdays I offer a practice with very minimal props. All of the Dancing Water practices offer props that are just things that you find around the house. They're nothing fancy or special. But on Wednesdays, very minimal props, a couple of towels, a couple of blankets, something very, very simple. The idea is that you can use those kinds of poses anytime, anywhere. And then on Sundays, which is today, we'll do what we're going to call a nesting practice, which will have more props, sort of a fluffier version. Still, all things that you can find around the house, nothing special that you have to buy, but a little bit of a more luxurious and fluffy practice. So let's begin. Let's arrive here. Let me just show you what we're going to need today before we get started. You can see I've got a chair here with a towel that's folded across the seat. So that's one towel that you'll need. You'll also need a second towel folded in a square. So I like to make my folds as neat as possible, since that will be more conducive to comfort as we stay in poses. A couple of optional things. You're welcome to have an eye covering if you like one. You can use a towel or a scarf or an eye pillow, whatever you like. You may want a blanket, especially as we practice a bit. You may find that your body temperature goes down, and I'll show you a couple of things that you can do with your blanket to make it even cozier. And then 2 firm pillows. These are just pillows from the sofa. I recommend that kind of pillow as opposed to a bed pillow unless you've got a really firm bed pillow. More power to you, if that's the case. But a couple of those. Also, make sure that you're on a soft surface. You want to make sure that you have either carpeting or a blanket or some kind of squishy yoga mat, not just a thin yoga mat. You want to be able to feel your body being held and supported from underneath. So I'm going to take my pillows and sit on them to begin. I like having my hips a little bit higher than my knees. It feels more comfortable to me, but whatever feels good to you. And just take a moment to arrive. We're anchoring our attention on the basic human emotions of fear, love, and welcoming both of them with friendliness. These emotions, as most emotions are, they reside in the core of the body. So on a physical level, we will be focusing on the pelvis, the chest, and the head. So right now, just taking a comfortable seat and letting yourself arrive in this practice that you have so generously given yourself. And much of the restorative yoga practice is one of learning to relate to tension that we chronically hold in the body and relate to whatever our experience is in the ever new now. And this reminds of a Rumi quote: "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you've built against it." So love is always there. And that is what we will peel away chronic tension to allow love to shine through. Let's just take a couple of breaths here just to feel the pelvis, chest, and head. So breathing in through the nose and gently out through the mouth like you were blowing out a candle. Breathing in and filling from pelvis, chest, even up to the head, and then empty head, chest, pelvis. Do that a couple of times on your own speed. Fill from the bottom to the top, like filling a cup full of water, and then empty like you're pouring it out. One more time. Good. And for the most part in this practice, this is one of allowing your breath to find its own natural patterns. And as we take different postures, you may find that it goes shallow or it may go deeper. Just let it do what it wants to do without trying to control it too much. But you can use this visual of filling the 3 body weights with your breath if it's helpful. Let's just begin by taking your feet flat on the floor. And I'm going to slide my hips so my sits bones are on the floor and supporting my body with my hands behind me, fingers splayed out behind me. And then just exhale, let your knees fall to one side. And then inhale, knees to center. Exhale, fall to one side. Inhale, center. Just noticing how your hips feel, how your chest feels, noticing the muscles in your forehead. One more time, each side. Yeah. So let's take our first posture together. We're going to do a child's pose on the chair. So taking your 2 pillows, just giving them a little squeeze against your belly, and then come up to your chair. And I'm going to sit cross-legged. That's comfortable for me. If that's not comfortable, you're welcome to take your legs out to the sides or feet flat on the floor, whatever feels good. You want to come up close enough so that your body can get tall and then hug in and round down, letting your forehead rest right on the soft edge of your chair. So depending on how tall your chair is, you may need another pillow to get this to a comfortable place for your head. And very slowly just take a couple of rocks, inhaling, rocking to one side, and then exhale, come back to center. Inhale to one side. Exhale. Feel the support of the pillows at your torso. And let the weight of your head fully relax, soften into the edge of the chair. And you're welcome to keep your head rocking side to side with your breath if that feels good. But at some point you may just want to pause and just feel your head just stop and rest. You can check out your arms. You can wrap around the pillows, or you can take your hands up onto the seat of the chair. Noticing the breadth of your back spreading as you breathe. Feeling a gentle stretch through your back ribs. And you can play with letting the skin on your forehead gently push down toward your nose to give a bit of an opening through the back of your neck. Feel your arms heavy. Relaxing your jaw right at the back hinge, right below your ear. Letting your tongue relax in the bottom of your mouth. Audible breath is always welcome. You can also use the visualization of filling pelvis, chest, and then head with your breath, and then gently letting it go. Then as you're ready, consciously take a deep breath in, and using your hands, just gently push yourself up to sitting. Let your head and eyes come up. Just let yourself gently reorient, noticing that there is no rush to go to the next thing. Take your time. very slowly taking your pillows behind you and putting them near the top of your mat, and taking the second towel and putting it behind there. So we're going to do a heart opening, a chest opener, and the towel is for your head, and your chest is going to rest on the pillows. Knees are bent, just a little bit wider than hip width, and make sure that the pillows are right between your shoulder blades. And I like to fold my towel in half, and that depends very much on the height of your pillows and your body. But make adjustments so that this feels really good. You want to get yourself into a position that feels like you could stay there. Arms can come out to the side. You can either have them straight or softly bent. But do check your head so that the support allows your chin to tuck. Just take a breath, let yourself just fiddle around until you get yourself into such a way that you feel really comfortable. And then once you've landed there, take a couple of breaths in stillness. Let your bones sink a little closer to the floor. Feel the breadth of your sacrum, the back of your pelvis. Feel your whole rib cage supported by the pillows, and the globe of your head supported by the towel. And then the next time you exhale, let your knees fall to one side. They may or may not touch the floor. And then inhale, bring them back to center. Just tipping your feet over. Exhale to one side. Inhale to center. Let your breath dictate the speed of the movement. Exhale and inhale. Notice your hands. See if you can relax them and soften them. Notice the sensation in your hips. And you're welcome to keep this movement going as long as it feels useful to you. But at some point you may just choose to let your feet come a little wider than your hips and your knees rest together, feeling your femur bones drop into the joint of your pelvis. So your hip joint, like a cup holding the ball of the femur bone. This could be a good place for an eye covering if that feels good to you. Or just let your soft eyelids slide over your eyes. And as you breathe here, noticing the sensation through your chest, through your sternum, the breastbone. With every breath, imagining barriers to love being removed. Tension and holding, any grasping or clenching are barriers to our own sense of love. Noticing the weight of your head. See if you can relax the muscles in your scalp and around your ears. Allowing any sounds that are in the space to just come into your awareness and go when they go. Gently allowing sound to arise and pass away without holding on. Imagining as you breathe, the 3 body weights breathing as well. Softly expanding and softening in. Noticing the spaces between the body weights as well, the waist and the neck. How do those places in between ebb and flow with the breath? If at any time you've paused the movement of the legs and you want to begin it again, you're welcome to do that. And whether you're moving your legs or not, come to a pause in the middle. Just notice any sensation in your inner thighs or outer thighs, around your hip joint. And then gently walk your feet together and roll your body very slowly like you're pouring pudding out. Slowly roll to one side. Press your top hand into the floor. And again, slowly come back up to seated. Imagine that your head now is very light and that it's floating up off of your chest and neck so that there's space here. Yeah. And then slowly making one final pose, taking your two pillows and putting them right near the base of your chair. And taking your towel again for your head. You may want to have it thinner or thicker, depending, because we're going to do a supported bridge pose on the chair. So scoot your pelvis right up to the edge, right close to your chair. And then using your hands for support, take your lower leg bones and place them at 90-degree angle on the chair. And then slowly bring yourself down. So you want to feel your pelvis a little bit higher than your chest, which is a little bit higher than your head on this incline. And the weight of your lower legs is fully relaxed into the chair. And so your feet may be pushing against the back of the chair. It depends on the kind of chair you have. It's fine if they're not. And this is a wonderful pose for many things, for releasing the deep inner muscles that connect the torso and the legs, for reversing the flow of blood and fluids from your feet and legs back down to your heart and lungs. This pose alone, my friends, is deeply restorative. Now, if you like, you could take a blanket and cover your legs and your whole body. If you're feeling cold, that's a great idea. Another thing you can do is take the blanket, a folded blanket, and just let it rest on your belly. Again, very supportive, similar to the very first pose we did, which was the supported child's pose. This gives the nervous system a signal to relax, this gentle pressure. You can rest your hands here, or you can let them come out to the side. And just taking a couple of breaths and sighing them out. One of the things I love about taking video or Zoom yoga classes is I can make all the noise I want and nobody will be disturbed by me. So take a deep breath in. Some kind of audible sigh. Inhale. And you can hum. Or my favorite, which is horse breath. It's the sound, not the smell. With every exhale, let your shoulders and chest Soften into the floor. Your head rests easily on the support, and your legs give over to the chair, pouring all the energy from your lower body into your pelvis, then chest, and head. Now, a variation with the legs that I really like, which you're welcome to experiment with, is feet together, Baddha Konasana, but elevated here. So experiment with how this might work for you. When I do it, my feet don't actually touch. And it's my shins that are resting on the edge of the chair. And it usually takes me a little while. I've got to find a place where they can rest, where I'm not holding my legs up. And this orients the femur bones a little differently in the hip sockets. Yeah, I like this one. With every exhale, unwinding any barriers between you and the sensation of love. Softening the space between your eyebrows. Checking in again with your jaw, your tongue, your teeth. Maybe swallowing to relax your throat. Letting your shoulders melt down and back into the floor. Gentle, relaxed opening through your chest. And your hips slightly elevated. Getting a break from weight bearing. Legs heavy and soft. This is a pose that you can stay in for a really long time. I like to do it for 5 minutes or so when I need a refreshment, when I feel like I've been up in my head or I've been on my feet a lot. So you're very welcome to stay here as long as you like. And whenever you're ready, to come out of this pose gently. If your knees are wide, let them come in, and just bring your knees toward your chest, sort of an upside down child's pose. Just a very gentle hug in. And then again, roll to one side and come back to sitting very slowly. Finding any seat that feels comfortable to you. You can cross your legs. Have them out front. Just feel yourself here. Marking the end of our practice together with some tea or water if you have it, or breath if you don't. Taking a moment of gratitude for yourself, for your body, for your choice to practice. Take a deep breath in, smelling the moment, and then take a sip. Remembering your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself you have built against it. I hope that you feel the love a little closer to the surface right now. Thank you so much for practicing with me, for taking the time for yourself, for your body. It is one of the most generous things that you can do, not just for you, but for everyone and the world. Take another sip, another breath. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, share, comment on videos. It makes such a difference to spread this love, to invite others who may need this kind of practice and want to be able to have it available and don't know about it. So give a gift of sharing and let me know how I can be helpful. I would love to get more feedback from you about your restorative practice, whether you prefer the minimal props or the nesting props. And for now, anyway, I will continue to offer both, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Please let me know how I can help more. Thank you for being here. Mwah. Until next time, friends. Take care.